What does Memorial Day mean to you personally?
It's taking on a whole new meaning during these past 19 years. I'll tell you that. I had a lot of family in the military. As it turned out, my father was hospitalized all during World War II with tuberculosis. He was in a sanitarium. So, and he came out of there with part of one lung, and then wound up only living into his, luckily lived into his mid 50s. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been born. But all of my uncles fought in World War II. I was very close to them because they were very instrumental in bringing me up because of my father's condition. But they never talked about it. So, and they all came back. They all survived. So it wasn't like Memorial Day was such a thing of like, oh, we're all going to go to the cemetery and honor so and so from our family. But I knew it was there. I knew it was about and all that. And I thought, yeah, okay. And I grew up in the Vietnam era, but I had a high draft number. My birthday fell on such a date that they never called me, and I didn't think about it. It just didn't occur to me. I remember I tried to join the Marines at 19 because I broke up with a girlfriend, and I flunked the eye test to be a pilot. And I wanted to be a pilot. I flunked the eye test, and so it didn't happen. But I never then really gave it much thought. But as I said, once I did that concert, and I started visiting some of these, veterans hospitals, and became a spokesperson for 1 year for the hospitalized veterans. That's when all of a sudden it hits you, and you realize, that phrase that freedom ain't free really makes sense to you, and makes you understand. I have a pretty good life. I've had a pretty blessed life. I really have. I mean, what do I play pretend for a living. This is what I've been doing for over 50 years. It's not like I've been out, digging ditches, and I've done pretty well at it. But I've done it on the backs of standing on the shoulders of some, people like in in cemeteries all around this world, veteran cemeteries. I've done movies like in other countries, and I've gone to the cemeteries we have for our service people in like places like France. And you go into a small town, and there's an American cemetery. And you go, wow,
Mm-hmm.
these little simple white crosses, and these are guys that never even made it home. And I should feel bad about, like you say, wearing a mask or doing some other, that's what Memorial Day means to me. It's the most important holiday we have. That's the way I feel. Because without Memorial Day, there is no 4th of July. There is no Labor Day. There is no President's Day. Memorial Day allows us to do all the holidays, Christmas, Easter, you name it. That's why it's important.
I love that. That's really a perfect answer. What does Memorial Day mean to you?
Exactly that. It's a time when we should reflect and pay tribute to, and just take a moment to stop and not take for granted everything that we enjoy, the freedoms that we enjoy in this country, and remember that somebody paid the price for us to be able to have all this. And that's what this holiday means to me, is just to slow down for a minute and just remember that a lot of good men and women paid the ultimate price for us to be able to live this beautiful life that we have.
What does Memorial Day mean to you?
It's the time you get to reflect on the lives that were risked to save others, really, and the lives that have been lost, and those who've been left behind as well. And for me, I think it's a really wonderful, reflective time to thank those who've put their lives before our lives before their own, rather. And it's a great honor to be included in that as a British woman. To be able to help to celebrate that moment is quite special. Yeah, and especially now
Mm-hmm.
that we're using Memorial Day to also celebrate people who are risking their lives right this second. That is really special to be able to say thank you that way.